All right, hi, I'm your host, Lily,
I'm your host, Macy.
I'm your host, Cheyenne.
and this is Non-Problematic Problems. First epi. How we doing?
Oh,
Yay.
Epi makes me think EpiPen.
Oh, I was
My
thinking
first
like,
EpiPen.
Yay. My first need my heart reopened.
Oh, goody.
it's dramatic. I was like, what's a cutie little way? Because I say cutie, right? So I'm like, what's
I
a
I
cute
like
way to do
Epi.
this? Epi.
a cute
No,
Epi.
you immediately think EpiPen.
I mean, yeah,
I thought of epinephrine.
epinephrine.
No. Well, no one, I
That
don't think anyone says
is what an
epi.
EpiPen is. So
Yeah, it's just a shot of epinephrine straight to the dome.
the dome. I
Straight
hope
to
to God you're not putting it in someone's head.
no, yeah. Well, but it's like
Anyway,
anyways, yeah.
So, yes, we are three besties navigating our 20s and we yap all the time and we think we're entertaining. So, we're like, why don't we formally like record our conversations because I think we're hilarious.
Yap to the public.
Yap to the
whether
public.
it's for ourselves or for others, even though it will probably only be Macy's mom.
I have to say my mom's gonna love this.
No, you know what? My aunt and uncle have been big supporters of my
Oh,
wannabe YouTube
please.
channels for years. I think they would enjoy this.
It's so fun.
I
Oh my God, I could probably get I feel like I can get some people to listen.
Oh, I could definitely get people to listen.
listen.
Right? This is a threat, not an ask, a threat. You're listening.
All right,
Love
we're
it.
gonna start every episode with a little recap of our days or anything that's happened
Yes,
since last
I just
time.
have one like funny thing to share, and this is more for like video listening. The kids today grabbed my phone and were like, Miss Lily, we're gonna take photos of you. I work with kids, and this is the most like, why do I look like that? This is
What
not
is your
flattering.
posture?
Your low bun looks good.
It
Well, that's
does.
very sweet, but I'm like, oh,
Are
I
you
was
leaning
literally,
backwards?
what?
You're like leaning backwards.
Yes,
But
I'm sitting in a
forwards?
chair.
Oh, oh.
You're leaning backwards, but forwards.
Yeah, it's like really, it's just an interesting angle.
No, it's horrible. Well, the chairs are for little kids.
Oh,
So my
Oh,
upper
so you're
back
just like
is not.
uncomfortably. Yeah.
you mean
But
so it's a
no,
perfect fit?
I was literally telling Cheyenne earlier, I was like, I'm losing weight. I don't have my double chin anymore. And then I see that angle of myself and I'm like, oh no,
I
Miss
think you're right.
Macy. Not correct. She is mistaken.
I
It's
don't have
okay.
a good side. My front is my good side.
Like, what
I don't
is
know
it?
if I have a good side. That is so awkward. That's so funny.
Yes, Miss Lily, look at me. And I'm like,
Is that a threat?
it was a threat.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know. I just got a migraine today, so my day was not exciting. Just laid on the floor of my office for 2 hours writhing in pain, but I got paid for it, so
Well, at least you got paid.
That is quite unfortunate.
it was bad. I was not expecting it to be that bad of a migraine, and then I was like dying.
Migraines scare me like so bad because it just I see my mom, she gets like violently ill because of them.
I've never thrown up from a migraine, thank God. I've gotten close because I will get nauseous. But
That's
today's
right.
was a like combination of forgetting to take my allergy meds, and then also I had the tinsel in my hair, and those little things were just digging into my skull. And because I had my hair in a high pony, and it was a bad time for me.
Yikes.
What you want at the beginning of the week.
Oh yeah.
Green. A couple weeks ago, I had a terrible migraine. Like I was throwing up, and I had agreed to babysit for Nicole. And I was like, I'm trying like really hard not to cancel. Like I really don't feel good. She goes, "You do this every time." I've done it once, and so
Every
I still
time.
went, and I
I think
had to
you
watch.
called me that day.
I think
Oh,
she
that
called
was
me that day.
that was the night I had the sleepover with them.
Yeah, that's right. We did talk about that.
So not only did I have a migraine, but I had to have a sleepover with a 5 and 2-year-old.
But you watched Frozen and had a great time.
That is true. I forgot how
I
good of
get
a
it was
movie that
boring.
is.
Yeah, apparently. My God.
I'm sorry, I took a nap.
I took a nap too, but I took one really early this morning after my first shift.
I don't nap.
Okay, let's see what I did today. I went to work,
Me too.
um, and I threw a big hissy fit about other people getting privileges and me not having the same. And then I actually had a great shift. Everyone was in a
That's good.
great mood today. So,
That's good.
and then I
Quite
came
surprising.
home and I went shopping with Nicole because Grayson, she caught him cold turkey with his binky.
Mm.
So he got to go buy a toy at the store and it was so cute. He was like walking up and down like every aisle. He had toys everywhere and he finally picked one. And then we went and got Froyo.
Of course.
And then I came home and took a nap.
Fun.
Cheyenne and her froyo.
Yeah, no
I
kidding.
had it
I got
yesterday.
invited to go to Froyo this weekend and I thought of you. And then I did not go and get Froyo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, because I was with all the girls from dance team. Well, not all of them, but some of them. They're like, we're gonna go get Froyo. And they're like, you should come. And I was like thinking about it. But I had been in heels for like 6 hours at this point. And I was like, the unfortunate thing about being an adult is that I actually have to drive myself there and then buy my own Froyo. And my house is 5 minutes the opposite direction of Froyo, and Froyo's 10 minutes that way. And I just really can't be bothered right now. So I appreciate the offer, but like I'm going to bed.
I'm sorry, I made Nicole buy for me today.
As
That's
you
good.
should. No, growing up, not even that old, but being 23 is just so much. The kids will ask me to do like, they'll be like, do some jumping jacks, run, do a cartwheel. And I'm like, yeah, sounds great. And then I'll go and do it. And I'm like, oh, all my bones just cracked. Like, I'm huffing, puffing. Like, what is this? Someone
Right?
wants to be part of the podcast. It
No.
goes, let me help. Mwah. You have stinky dog breath. Did you know?
No.
Did you know that? Oh, peekaboo, there's a
Come
Sterling.
around the other side.
They say, we want to be part of this. We have so much to say.
They have lots to say.
They
They
go,
don't
"Mom."
really bark, do they?
No,
No.
they do not, which is
They
quite
really don't bark.
surprising. They're really calm boys.
Sometimes I wish Bella wouldn't meow that much.
Same. I wish Fran would
Meowed in response.
shut up.
Loud meowers.
Yeah,
Bella!
my supervisor just got a corgi puppy. His name is Dexter. He's adorable. Oh, say hello.
He goes, hello, my debut.
Fran's playing right
Garrett,
now, so we're gonna let her play.
our friend Garrett just got a what are they? A Frenchie? No, they're not Frenchie. I don't know. It's like the weird pug boxer mix. Are those Frenchies?
Those are Frenchies.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, he got a Frenchie.
cute.
We've been playing with her.
So cute.
All right, do we have any other thing about our days that were interesting?
God, no.
Okay.
Boring life.
So that's all for today.
Yeah,
See you guys
that's
next time.
it. We're completely done over it.
Okay. So the game.
The name of the
The
game
game?
is
The name of the game is
Okay,
things that keep us up at night. So whether these are like personal things that we've done and like we'll be sitting here laying in bed and we like remember and then we sit up like ramrod straight because they keep us up at night, or they can be like pop culture, culturally significant things that keep us up at night. And I feel like a good example is when Trisha Paytas was talking about rare beauty and she goes, oh, wow, I wonder if it's called rare beauty because of that rare disease that she has, because Selena Gomez has lupus. Um, so
I
I
just
think those are funny. We don't have to go in any particular order. If you think of one, say it. I think of the
I
person
have
that are
one.
more funny. So Macy, take it away.
Yeah, so I thought of this from what we were talking about earlier. When Lily kindly suggested that we all turn our cameras sideways. 'Cause I'm the only one on my phone now, so that it's a long photo because it just looks better. And I think about, and I hope Lily knows where this is going, um, way back when I thought I wanted to be a vlogger, and we went to the movies, and I was like, oh, I'll vlog my day. And I started vlogging with my phone upright because I was too embarrassed to turn my phone
Like
sideways. And
this?
what? How old were
yes.
we? Like 14? Yeah.
For
No.
YouTube. which is this format, she thought to film this direct.
Because I didn't know what to do, and Lily was like, "No, turn your phone around." And I'm pretty sure we made it into the YouTube video of Lily being like, "No, turn your phone around," because Lily was the one that edited
Yep.
it.
Edited it.
And every once in a while, I think about A, just that YouTube channel in general, and B, that moment specifically, and I cringe so hard. So yeah.
The same thing with Trisha Paytas, because you mentioned that, Cheyenne. It's the other quote that she does where they're like, what is the middle of the earth called? Or the center of the earth? And she goes, center of
The
the
center?
earth? She just repeats the quote, the center of the earth, and he goes, correct. And she goes, oh, I get a point. And I'm like, no way. And all of them are like trying to like clock her, and she's just like, what?
What?
I love
can't
being-
stand her.
No, I love her so
I
much.
love Trisha Paytas.
I think it's because I just don't do well with secondhand embarrassment, and that shit is brutal.
She is amazing.
Secondhand embarrassment is so terrible.
That's essentially what this is. I was also going to say the entirety of Twilight keeps me up at night.
Have
I
you guys
watched the
seen,
entirety of Twilight recently and had a blast, honestly.
have you guys seen The Summer I Turned Pretty?
Yes. Oh my God, no, don't even.
The scene where Jeremiah has her bear.
Oh, no, that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking of the scene where Jeremiah is in his like lifeguard getup. And they're
Dancing.
at like a debutante like ball practice thing.
Yep, and he
Plays
starts
the
dancing.
most like insane rap song, just starts like no, I don't think you understand how bad this is.
It is really, really bad.
Also Riverdale.
Ooh.
Most all of Riverdale.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That does in fact keep me up at night. Like what happened? I remember, okay, so I grew up reading Archie comics. Betty and Veronica loved so much. And so when my mom told me, I can't remember, I think high school was when it came out. She told me, she's like, Lily, they're coming out with a show like about it. And I was like, that's so exciting. Watched the first season, ate that up. Even though now to this day, I'm like, why did I eat up Cole Sprouse being like, I'm weird. I'm a weird guy.
So
Cole Sprouse.
edgy.
It's like I wear hats. Have you ever seen me take this hat off? No. That's weird.
What's the football quote for the epic highs and lows of high school football?
The one guy's
Crazy.
like, I started trading drugs when I was in the 4th grade. And so Archie's like, then you don't know the highs and lows of high school football.
I think it's the epic highs and lows
The
too.
epic highs and lows. And I'm like, you did not
word
just say that
epic.
in jail with someone who said they were selling drugs.
Drugs is concerning.
Jeremiah dance scene.
Oh God, we're watching it. I think I need to take another Advil. Side note.
Pretty by Raina Maria. Sure. I'm so shy. Yeah.
It's so awful.
Nice. Fran.
What's up? Why so pretty?
So pretty by
Horrible.
Disgusting. I also hate when they like drop like technology in shows like that when they're like, oh hey,
Fran,
like,
stupid.
It was a product placement.
yes, it's annoying.
I love watching the Vampire Diaries, and it's like what, the Galaxy phone or whatever, and you see Klaus just being like,
Yeah, and you're like, he would not. He has so much more riz than that. Are you kidding me?
no,
Oh,
okay.
he so would. I love Klaus.
I
I
do
love
too.
him too. I've been watching total side note, Klaus and Caroline edits recently. They've been popping up on my TikTok. I'm like, oh,
Oh, they are in game. I don't
I
care what
love it.
anyone says. Stefan was a side quest,
mhm.
and Alaric needs to be murdered.
I hate Alaric with a burning
Period.
passion. Honest, like, I hate that him as a person is horrible because I remember loving his character so much, and I think that's part of the reason why they brought him back.
Right.
Was
And
because
he was so shitty to the entire cast.
No, and then his character turned shitty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he's shitty.
Yeah, that whole situation was whack.
I
Gross.
agree. But The Vampire Diaries is perfect. I never cringe. I do cringe, but I can't. It's too
I
perfect.
was gonna say, there's no way you don't cringe.
7 for me.
No, but that's so iconic. Everyone complains about her so much, and then she left the show, and everyone was like, "It's not the same." Yeah, no shit, it's not the same.
Yeah, and then she got that fuck ass haircut. The bob. It did not look good on her.
Yikes.
Like, imagine coming back and they chopped all your hair off. Y'all see that
That's
It was
engaged to
wigs.
Shaun White?
Yes.
I was just about to say, I was like, she just got engaged to Shaun White, right?
I
Just?
love
Has it been a while? When did they get engaged?
It's
How long
been
has
a
it been?
while.
Okay.
It was a while ago, but recent enough.
Good for her, honestly. Back to true skater boy.
He-
He snowboards, but
I was like, you think he was like Tony Hawk or something? Like,
I just skater boys and snowboarders are the same in my brain.
Hmm.
She said, "See you later, boy."
I like how you both paused and were like, "Girl, are you okay?" Like, no, I know. He's a
Frick, are you
snowboarder.
having a stroke?
It
The
might
math
be.
isn't math there.
The math ain't mathin'.
The math ain't mountain. What are
What
some
What's your
other
favorite
things that
brand?
keep us up at night?
What keeps me wide? Honestly, you know who keeps me wide awake?
What?
Jojo Siwa.
Oh my god.
So
The
fun.
whole Big Brother thing is like unbelievably
Wild.
awful.
I don't know much about it other than that guy was like attacking her.
Oh, she
And
peed in the litter box on live TV.
And then she left and then like broke up with somebody and then started dating someone from the Big Brother house.
Not correct. So she essentially like
Wrong, you stupid bitch.
You're wrong.
I feel like anytime I talk about Big Brother, Lily's like, actually, because she's
No,
like,
that is.
let me tell
From
you
the
what it
blue.
really is. So basically she comes to the show and she's like, "Hi, I'm in a lesbian couple," like, or she's lesbian, she's with someone.
lesbian couple.
Yeah, direct quote. And there was like controversy about it, and then she got really close with one of the guys who was on Love Island. Um and they were like close allies, but people were getting like super uncomfortable with their level of friendship because they were like very touchy. Mind you, in Big Brother, everyone's really touchy because imagine you're stuck in a house 24/7 with a bunch of people for weeks on end.
It
So,
sounds like Cheyenne's living hell.
Yes,
yeah,
it does.
it does. And so they got like really close, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, if I was her girlfriend, like I would be so uncomfortable." And I was like, "I mean, me too, but like, shut up. It doesn't really matter." And so everyone was like, "They're doing it. They're of course together." Um, we cut to end of Big Brother. Jojo Siwa gets like third place, so they go to like a Big Brother after party, and at the after party is apparently when Jojo broke up with her girlfriend.
Yeah.
And so it was like 3 hours after Big Brother ended was when they broke up. But the thing that you got wrong is she's not actually dating the guy, because now that they're outside of the house, people are like, "Oh, he doesn't like her at all. He was just using her." Because there's clips where they're like, "So are you two dating?" And JoJo does kind of like the like, "No, we're not. It's just platonic." Like and he's just
No.
like the kind of like inching away, like
He's just trying to win Big Brother, essentially.
yeah, so that's that tea. I'm so glad you asked.
Fair. Yeah, I'm sorry.
at
She
those
peed in the litter
weird-
box on live TV, and I will never get over that.
Why is it
They
curling?
do weird things on Big Brother, which is why I love that show. Except they've made it to like famous people, not actual famous people, but wannabe
Well known.
influencers,
Hmm.
instead of random people who want to fight each other. Because the
See,
fight,
that's why I would do it. I want to fight people.
no, the yelling, the screaming, the drama, the backstabbing, like we don't get that anymore in modern Big Brother, and that really irritates me.
I'm so sorry.
We just don't betray other people enough anymore. Like, it's like,
No, if
People
I'm
are so
watching,
nice nowadays.
like what?
yes, no, bring bullying back. No.
No.
The kids need to be bullied.
Started.
No, but everyone's so like hand-holdy. I'm like, I'm watching reality TV for you guys to be awful people.
I want some
True.
trashy television.
Yes, ma'am.
I do have to say the only exception to that is when I'm watching The Bachelor and I see like all the women like band together. I'm like, yes, 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 yes. I love to see that. But then there's
That's
always
fair.
a girl like Maria and Joey Season and whoever the freaking
I don't even remember her
girl.
name.
What the
The
hell is her name?
I don't remember, but I just know I didn't like her at all.
Is it the girl from the one season that I watched?
Carolina from the most recent season.
Oh, I
And
watched
they
it.
all like, we hate her.
No,
Mm.
there was the one season that I watched when we were in Karma, and there was the one bitch, and I hated her. But she was also like aggressively like saying shit about being like ADHD that was just entirely inappropriate. So I think it just hit a nerve with me, and I was like, can we have some fucking respect for people?
They always
And I just
find
couldn't stand her.
they always find it's either an actress or like someone who will start the drama.
Play the
Mhm.
part. I mean, it's reality TV. Like that's what they're there to do is to entertain. So they can't all get along.
No.
Why can't we all just get along?
Because
What's
Why
that
can't we just be
from?
friends?
What is that from?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's from something, but I don't remember. I just quoted it probably off of TikTok.
This is a TMI one. What keeps me up at night is a personal one. Is my boyfriend and I are intimate, right? And
Sure hope so.
Poor.
Just kidding.
we're living with his parents. We're in the middle of doing the thing, and all of a sudden, just downstairs, I hear "La, la," as his mom is loudly singing because she knows exactly what we're doing. But she apparently needed something, so I couldn't tell if she was doing that so she couldn't hear or so that we could hear and stop.
That is actually hilarious. I'm sure there's like a lot of things that keep me up at night, but the second you ask me to think of them, I'm like, I actually have no idea.
You're like,
Right.
I actually sleep like a baby.
Actually, no, you know what? This is one that has been on my mind recently, and I know I've talked about it previously, but when Austin was trying to teach me the line dance and I kept dropping and not dropping at the wrong times, and I kind of like, does anyone else remember it? No, but will I remember it for the rest of my
No.
life? Absolutely.
remember it.
I remember it because I was cracking up sitting on the sidelines, and every single individual, him included, dropped down, and you were just standing there like a stick, a pole. There is nothing moving you whatsoever. You didn't
You're
even
not
say-
making this any better.
You made no social cue of like, oh, maybe I should drop down. You literally just stood there stiff as a board.
Panicked. Panicked.
Hi, little baby.
It did not help that I was actively into Austin, so I was like,
Was.
Oh,
still am, obviously. But I was like,
cut that out. Cut that out.
yeah, it just made me go into panic mode more because I was like, don't judge me, please, for the love of God. Don't think I'm insane.
That's
You know
okay.
what
That's
keeps
why
me
we were
up at
there.
night? Actually, it doesn't keep me up at night. It keeps me up when I drive through Dutch and they ask me, like, there was this one time, I don't know what seizure happened in my brain, stroke, either one, I don't
Favorite
care.
Lily moment.
Aneurysm, same thing.
Aneurysm.
Aneurysm, shut up. Um,
Adding that to the list.
We
Cool.
could never leave people alone. Okay. Tell us your story.
I was with you, right, Cheyenne?
You were with both of us, I think.
It was
No, I was
thought
not
it
there
just
for that. I
one of
was
you.
told
It
about it
was
after
you,
the fact.
Cheyenne. Basically, the nice person at Dutch was like, "Oh, cash or card?" And for whatever reason, my brain could not comprehend that card literally means any card, aka on my phone. So I was like, card, but on my phone. As if that totally need to be specified. No, it didn't. But I had paid using my phone before and have never like thought to like say anything about it. So I don't know why this time was different where I was like, yeah, a card, but like on my phone. What difference does that make? Because cards can tap. My phone taps. Why does it matter?
I think I just have so much more fun with the card, but on my phone. Like
Yeah,
just
she was like,
saying
it was a question.
Like I was confused. I think she was the girl was like, yeah, that's an option. You can do this. And so
Um,
now every single time I go to Dutch and
I
they
have
ask me that exact question, I'm immediately like time travel back to that moment.
I have to try not to giggle every time because I think of you every time.
I just immediately sighed. The other day, I was on the phone with Cheyenne when I was going through the drive-through and just unprompt, she literally didn't say anything, and I just go, "You bitch."
Okay, I have one. When we were in the ER, when we were in Seattle, and that guy came to take out the trash, and there's that thing glowing in there, and I go, "What? There's something glowing in there. What is that?" And he goes, it's a speculum to do a vaginal exam." Like, come on now. That was the dumbest fucking thing.
See, that's so funny because I love how that is like the secondhand embarrassment like keeps you up at night. Even though I like that, I'm like proud of myself for like just asking that guy the most out of pocket question because he came in and he was like, "Hey, is it all right if I like take out the trash?" And we were all like, "Yeah, of course." Dead silent. He's taking out the trash and I go, "What if we said no?"
No, I was so genuinely surprised that you spoke. I was like, whoa.
Right? No, I was
That's
too. To
mortifying.
add on to that, I still think about when with my mom in the restaurant, same day, and she hugged me and she hugged Lily like super enthusiastically and didn't
No,
hug Cheyenne because Cheyenne's not a touchy person, and they both stood there awkwardly for
No,
like we hugged. It was so funny
they
it
should
was like a good couple of beats, and we were like,
from all of us too.
it doesn't help that you were the last one.
and that you were
Because
so enthusiastic.
no, you literally go from Macy and her mom being like, "Oh, it's so good to I missed you," and then me and her mom being like,
Yeah, arguably more excited to see my mother, or my mother's more excited to see Lily than to see me.
"Well, she never gets to see me."
That's true. That is true.
And then just cuts to Cheyenne. We're all just standing there like,
And then I was like, I think I'm gonna explain to make things better, and I don't think it made it any better.
you gotta have the confidence with it. That's what I've noticed because the kids really want to embarrass me. Like I'll snort because when I laugh, I snort. Don't know why that is my new development. I say new, it's been that way for years now, but I didn't used to. And the kids will be like, haha, you snorted, haha. And I'm like, and that's how I play it. I'm like,
What
and
are you
you
gonna do about it?
Something
punch you in the
that I
face.
realized today that keeps me up is when I was at clinical, I had a patient with like liver cirrhosis from like alcoholism, right? Like that's usually how we get liver cirrhosis. And I was giving him a little liquid like medicine, and I go, "Oh, just take it like a shot." Cheyenne, he's alcoholic.
You're tailoring it to your audience.
Literally,
Exactly.
that is knowing my patient.
Yes.
I
Because
see
it is.
nothing wrong. That no, that literally reminds me when I was having you practice counseling with me and you said something like, yeah, something like traumatic or whatever, and I go, okay, awesome. So not awesome. It's like
Awful.
things like, so yeah, and then my dad died. Okay,
Okay, so moving on.
thanks for sharing. Sounds hard.
I definitely know that there's a lot of moments where I've said or done something that have left me completely embarrassed, but I can't think of like it happens just common enough where I'm like, why didn't you shut the fuck up? But those moments disappear from my mind because they're so frequent that I just forget about them.
I feel like I don't embarrass very easily anymore. Like it takes a lot to get me embarrassed, but like when I was in high school, God, there used to be fucking everything that would embarrass me, but now I'm like, okay.
See, there's things like that where I can think back to like high school and be like, oh, I used to be embarrassed by that. And then I think back, I'm like, that wasn't embarrassing. Why was I embarrassed by it? Like at the
I
moment I was, but now I'm not.
I would be so mortified to sneeze in class because I didn't want anyone to look at me or acknowledge that I sneezed. And what if I sneezed weird? So I would kind of like try and hold back my sneezes. Mind you, this made it worse because then I would sit there and it would be so intense of a sneeze that I was trying to hold back that I would just go, like just I would vocalize it. I wouldn't actually sneeze. I would just make some god awful noise and just which is like worse than me just going achoo. Like,
I used to do the
Remember
same
that.
thing, except I would end up sneezing anyway, and it would sound like an elephant. And I remember I was sitting in, hey, rude. I was sitting in Todd Hall, like the big auditorium. I don't know what freaking class I was in. I don't know if we were testing or what. And I was like, don't sneeze, Ryan. Like, come on, like, don't sneeze. And I sneezed and it sounded like an elephant. And I think I still remember that to this day. That's
A classic one that I'm not even embarrassed about anymore, I just think it's funny, is when I said bacon breakfast sandwich at Starbucks. And it's definitely one of those ones where I just like it's just funny. I'm not even embarrassed about it anymore, but I do think about it every single time that I order a bacon breakfast sandwich.
yeah, I like my bacon breakfast sandwich extra warm, please.
Thank
Well, and it was like one of those times where I said it and Lily immediately started giggling, which made me giggle, and the girl was trying so hard to not giggle.
Be a professional.
I was like, girl, you can laugh, it's okay.
Oh my God, there was another time. I'm like, I feel the moment. I feel the embarrassment. Where is it? What is this memory? This is annoying me. It was one of those things where I think I was ordering something and I just couldn't order correctly. And I think Cheyenne was with me and she was like teasing the hell out of me, but now I can't remember what it was.
I'm always teasing you.
Yeah, that's true. I did think of another one.
Go.
It was
Yourself.
what?
Keep it to yourself.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm telling you anyways. It was at Kavanaugh, and it was when Evie was really young, before Rory. And Evie was sitting on this like floating chair thing.
Uh-huh.
And you and I were on floaties, and then Evie went back in, and Matt came out, and he was floating on it. And I thought the floaty that Evie had been on was a child's floaty. So then Matt came out floating on it, and I went, "Oh, you can fit on that. I didn't realize it would help you float." And Matt was like, "Are you fucking calling me fat?" I was like, "No, no, no. I thought it was a child's floaty. Like, I didn't think like even I could be on." Like, I was like, I felt so bad, and it's Matt, so he didn't really give a fuck. But I, in the moment, didn't think about it before I said it, and was just like, "I didn't think you could float on that," which is just so mean.
You're so funny.
I today I have for the kids to look at, I have a May calendar and I drew like a bunch of like little pictures on it and I have like between like a bunch of days a hot air balloon. And so one of the dads came in and like his child was like running around and his youngest child was like pointing and she goes, "What's this?" And I go, "Oh, it's a hot air balloon." At that exact same moment, the little boy taps on his dad's belly. And so the dad thought that I was calling his belly a hot air balloon. And I was like, "No, that would be so messed up for me to just say to someone that I don't know."
Did you explain it to him and be like, "No, wait"?
See, he was the one who brought it up. He was like, "I so thought that you were talking about me for a second there." And he was like, "Rude."
At least he had a good sense of humor about it.
Yes, he did. Thank goodness. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that would just be horrible."
Funny, but awful.
I think of embarrassing things. Why can't I think of anything?
Yeah, like get with the program.
I'm just so perfect.
You
Wow,
know.
these people are just getting a little house tour at this point.
For
Love
you,
that.
yes. I have the classic. I was in math class and we were doing group work together and we had a substitute and we were a really close group, so we were just messing around the entire time, being loud. So the substitute came over to us and was like, "Hey, have you guys like gotten your work done?" Everyone around me was smart and said no, and I was like, "Yes." I don't know why I said yes. Because I think in my brain I was like, "Yeah, no, like why else would we be chatting?" Because we have our stuff done. No, we did not. So then she asked me to show her my work and I tell her, "Oh, I can't." And she's like, "Why?" And I was like, "I did it in my mind." Because such a stupid answer.
I wonder if that sub like wrote notes and if the teacher came back and was like, "There's no way it was Lillian Overway." who said that. Like she had to have mixed her up with some other kid because that's so not who you are and definitely not who you were in high school.
Like, what possessed me that day?
The ghost of Chad.
I also, the teacher was super nice because there was another time where I was embarrassed by one of my teachers because I was late to class multiple times that week because I was held back by my other teacher. This is fourth period teacher held me back from fifth period teacher. Fifth period teacher in front of the whole class called me out on it. And the entire class time I was embarrassed and felt like crying, but I had to hold it in because I was in class. So lunchtime, I cried in the bathroom and couldn't stop crying from embarrassment. So when I was in my math class, with my best friend Reagan, I was sobbing and literally Reagan just like looked over at the teacher. The teacher looked at her, nodded her head, and Reagan took me out. And we spent like 30 minutes me just sobbing. And then
I
I
would sob
I came
too.
back
That's
in
so
and ate my Gardettos.
Oh my god, I remember your Gardetto phase.
Love her.
Question, who was the fifth grade teacher? Fifth grade, fifth period.
This was US history.
Ah.
I'm not gonna name names.
No, but I figured you could give me a way to
It's
know without
spelled.
knowing.
Let me hold on, write it down, write it down.
Let me write it down.
That makes sense in who that teacher was.
Well, and I like again in high school, I very much was I didn't talk to anyone. I had my friends. If they weren't in my class, I didn't acknowledge, do anything. I wanted to just be invisible, get my stuff done, and leave. So being called out when I've been like a perfect student essentially, and then ha being embarrassed like that in front of everyone, just 11th grade me could not handle it.
Fair enough.
I feel like I was never in school in high school. Like I either had like open periods or I did like independent study or there was like a period I was supposed to go to the grade schools and I did, but I was in a Spanish speaking room and I know no Spanish.
No,
What's the Spanish word for little? Pequeño?
Yeah, I think so.
Pequeño español. And so I never went. So then I just wasn't in school that period. I had free periods. I was an aide. I never was there.
that is so confusing to me because like we had kids who would do like running start and stuff, but I feel like if you didn't do that,
You always had classes.
you had to have 6 classes.
I was in Running Start and we didn't have that rule.
Well, when I was in Running Start, I just did straight community college and didn't even go to the high school at all.
Yes, but you got your credit that way. Like we had to hit certain
Yeah.
credits.
Yeah, and I got all my credits. Yeah, because there was no way to like have a free period unless you managed to like if you were one of the people that tested out of math or whatever, or you did the math in 8th grade and then you only had 2 maths instead of 3, so you didn't have math your senior year. But even then, they had you fill it with an extracurricular.
Yes, they like did
There was
not.
no free periods.
Nope. They
They
like
didn't
would not
make
let
us do
you.
that. No, our parents had to sign off on any like free period we had, and so my mom did, and then I don't know, I feel like I just was never there. I did like aid periods and stuff.
And then there's like my brother who took like 4 AP classes his senior year.
Yeah, I took a bunch of APs and then I don't know. I just kind of finished it all and then I was like, well, what do I do now?
I think the most I took AP wise was
Bless you.
Thank you.
so-
Bless
Oh
you.
my gosh, thanks.
I know I took AP Bio. I took AP Lang. No, it was AP Lit.
AP Lit, yeah.
I swear I had another. Oh, AP Gov.
I would say A Push or
No,
Oh, I
AP
took APUS.
that's 11th grade.
mm,
I took AP World and AP Euro, and I took AP Psych and AP like writing.
bless you.
And then I was advanced in math, so I went through like calculus 2 or something like that.
I wish we had psych.
That would have been fun.
It would have been so much fun. But I remember world history killed me. AP world history.
Oh my God, history is like my least favorite subject.
That class freaked me out.
I just remember It had to have been sophomore year. And that was the last time I took history class. And I loved that teacher.
You didn't have to take history in college?
I hit my history credit through that one class, and then I didn't have to take any other history classes. And I think I did an anthropology class that might have counted for something in community college. But that was quite literally, I think it was a summer class, and I pretty much just had to read and write an essay every week. I got a
Yeah.
C in that class because it was a summer class and I wasn't writing it was a 5 paragraph essay every week. And I already hate writing. So I got a C in that class because I did fuck all. And I did not try very hard. I hate writing. I can't do it. I don't know how Lily's so good at it.
I know, Lily's like, oh.
No, you said that, and I was just like, that I do more weekly with my graduate school.
I remember when Lily was applying, what is this hair doing? When Lily was applying to grad schools, when I was applying to nursing schools, I had to have her help me make my essay, my personal statements longer. And for her, she goes, it's too long, it can only be this many words, and I had to help make hers shorter.
Nice.
That's how we balance each other out. And then we both got in. So,
Woo! Okay,
woo!
all of the schools I've applied to, I've gotten in, and that feels like a flex, but I don't think they're hard schools to get into, so.
Cheyenne goes, don't talk to me.
Can't relate. I was waitlisted for UW, which whatever.
I think everyone
And
does.
for nursing school, I got into all my undergrads that I applied for, which I only applied to Washington State. So anyway, I got into LSU, which I think is a major flex, and I don't talk about it enough. I got into LSU, which is crazy. I got into a school in Kentucky. I got waitlisted by UW and waitlisted by OHSU, and I got into Creighton and Linfield, and I ended up at Linfield, unfortunately.
I don't remember all the ones that I applied to for undergrad, but I got waitlisted at UW, and I know I got into OSU and WSU because those were like top 3 that I wanted to go into, and I don't remember any of the other ones that I applied to or got into. And then I applied to 5 different grad schools and got rejected from all of them. So
Now I
Not
feel mean.
rejected. Try again next year.
it was a try again next year, and then I realized I didn't actually want to go back to school. So it was kind of a thank God, to be honest.
See, I applied to WSU and Western, got into both, and then grad school, I only applied to GCU. So I didn't apply really to anywhere.
So you negated on the rejections, but you didn't get in anywhere cool either.
I would argue WSU is cool. I love
Oh, that was
WSU.
cold coming from my
I'm
friend.
sorry.
I know that was like brutal. That felt really
I'm
personal.
so sorry. I
That
was just
was like out of left field.
I was just trying to be like a mean,
She goes,
but
oh, so you're actually a major loser who can't get in anywhere.
You're
no.
actually so stupid,
Lily,
and
I
you
was
never
just
even
trying
went
I was
there.
just trying to bring her ego down, but I guess I hit a little too hard. My bad.
No, there was no ego because you were like, yeah, and I got rejected from everywhere. And I was like, oh God, now I feel mean. I didn't mean for that statement to like bring up some trauma.
It's fine. I was pretty much told I wasn't gonna get accepted into anywhere by the advisor, so
Dude, why do the advisors, they're always so like, you can't
Mine
do
said that
that.
too.
You're never getting in anywhere.
yeah, well, she's like, most people go get a master's or get research experience before they go back to school in your field. And I was like, that sounds dumb to me. And then I learned that is exactly what happens, and sucks to suck, I guess. It's okay. I'm just gonna go open my bakery, so
I love that for you. I think that would be so fun.
I'm so excited for it.
Be so fun. I think we have such an interesting trio of careers.
I definitely think I should do a side hustle of having a bookshop.
That'd be so fun.
That would
I
be.
read.
I think after I leave bedside, I might go back to like long-term care.
Fun.
Because I was just telling Derek, I feel like I was telling Lily this too, about like how I'm very excited to leave my job, but I'm very excited to leave that side of patient care. And like how intimate it is, like I'm very sad to leave that.
Yeah.
I very much see you having lots of fun with your memory care and your long-term care people.
Yes,
And
in the
I
future.
do feel like you are going to miss a piece of that.
Yeah, so I feel like after I'm done with bedside, I might go back and do like an campus RN or something.
Well, and like I was telling you, this is so funny because I was talking to my wax lady about Cheyenne, because she was talking about having to put her mom in
Ow.
memory care.
I'm glad
Pretty
you think of
much.
me when you're in your most vulnerable positions.
Well, I was like, I went in and I was like, hey girl, guess what? I have updates for you. Like I have to update you about like dance team and I have to update you about boy. And then I was like, all right, tell me your life updates. And she was like, hers were much more intense because she was like, well, I had to put my mom in memory care. And I was like, oh yeah, you were like talking about that. And she was talking about how hard it was to like work with her mom because she like had her mom over for Mother's Day. And she was like, it was like she kept hyper fixating on things. Like it just really wasn't like my mom. And she was like, I had her over for like 2 hours and I was like burned out. Like, I don't know how people do it. And I was like, yeah, dude, like my best friend is like one of the greatest people in the world. And like I'm being over the top, but like seriously, I was like, no, like you need those types of people that can work with people like that. And it's just like I'm very impressed with what she does. So you're a good person, Cheyenne, I guess.
Thanks. Thanks.
This is also me making up for being I'm making up for being mean to Lily by being nice to Cheyenne.
This is also you making up for the fact that you did tinsel without me.
I'm sorry. I wanted the whole point of why I wanted to do tinsel was to have my
No.
hair gold.
No, I was cracking up walking through Target because I saw that text message and I was like, fuck, what's something witty I can say? What can I say that's funny? And then Cheyenne all caps said that and I was like, she did it.
I just the
Because I
theme
was
for the
already
bank.
upset that you canceled on me for a boy, and I know you apologized, so you don't need to feel bad. I'm over that part. But then the fact that you did it without me, I was like, well,
Because I needed to do it before banquet because the theme of banquet was like glitter and gold, like shiny and sparkly. So I wanted gold tinsel in my hair. I
whatever.
just happened to be thinking I was gonna be hanging out with you, so I was gonna do it with you, and then you canceled on me Friday night.
Oh, that's true because I have very poor planning.
Yes, so do I.
I forgot to
So
check my calendar. It was on my calendar, but I had so many things that day, it didn't pop up like I had something that evening because I already had too many things that day.
crazy. So you did cancel on me too.
That is fair. And if I'm being 100% honest, I wanted to die after helping coach those little children.
It can be a
It was
lot.
awful. One of them
No.
stomped their
Poor
foot
kid.
at me. I was like, little miss, you better turn that butt around and go sit in the corner. No way. No way you did that.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's so
I almost
interesting.
lost it.
Working with children's hard.
My girls are much sweeter than that. It is working with
Yours
children
are
are
also
hard.
older.
They yeah, they're it's like 8 to 13. So yeah. There's one of them's a couple of them are like 7. And one of them is 5 or 6. But yes, they're
I
entertaining.
don't have to do that again, so.
I do it every week, except we don't have practice this Wednesday or next Monday.
So I'm confused. Are you like teaching them routines or what?
Right now it's just open gym because they don't have it's just like summer practice stuff.
Yeah.
So they do conditioning and then stretching, and then they do across the floors, which is like where they practice their sachets and leaps and stuff. And then sometimes we do tumbling, and that's where I come in. And I'm like, all right, like here's how you do a cartwheel. And for some of the younger ones, like working on cartwheels and stuff. For some of the older ones, working on like head springs and aerials.
I love the word sachet.
Right? It's spelled
Okay.
weird too.
Okay.
But I'm not very helpful during that part because I'm like, I don't know. I don't know any of this. This is out of my realm of expertise. I just sit back and watch and sometimes attempt to do them with them and do terribly.
That's funny. You
That's
guys
funny,
should-
she says with no emotion.
That's what you said earlier to me too.
It's like when we had the conversation of the things that we say to each other when we're not really paying attention.
Like, uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
That's
Uh-huh,
Cheyenne's is that's funny.
That's funny.
uh-huh. That's really funny.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I can't stop laughing.
Bless you. Bless you.
I have to go again.
Bless you.
Thanks.
Lily's laughing up a storm over there.
No, serious girl. Like, take a deep breath.
Do you think we can get her to break?
Yeah, something funny.
What's not
Farts are
pleasant?
funny. Wait, I have to sneeze. Oh my gosh. You remember? You want to know something that keeps me up at night?
Yeah, that's the
It's
whole.
Okay. Okay, when we were
What a
living.
crazy concept.
Okay, when we were living in the Pussy Palace, for those of you who don't know, the Pussy Palace was Lily and I's college house where there was 5 girls in there, and like what, at one point there was 9 cats, and I think we got it down to like 7. So there's a lot of
Crazy.
cats, therefore the Pussy Palace. Anyway, when we were living there and we had the argument of Bella beating down the roommate that lived downstairs in the kitchen. I don't want to say their names. I feel like that's just mean. So when Bella's my cat, when she was beating down the girl downstairs' door, and this was the time when Brian Koberger was still on the loose, and she goes, and I just can't have that night. Like, there's a serial killer on the loose. And as she literally left the front door unlocked that night, I was like, girl, that shit keeps me up at night because one thing about me is I love to beat a dead horse. And I will come back over and over and over and over again because that situation was terrible. So that's something that keeps me up at night is that whole situation.
That expression is so funny to me.
Beat a dead horse.
I just love beating a dead horse.
I can beat the shit out of a dead horse, let me tell you.
Kick a man while he's down.
Literally. But
But
yeah.
no, they were such hypocrites, which is insane. Because yes, they would say stuff like that, being like, "Oh my God, like safety first, yada yada," and they would never lock the door, the front door, any door.
Or hide a key under the mat. Like, let's come on out.
Oh my God, that actually irritated me so much when they're like, "Can we just like hide the key like somewhere outside?" And I was just like, "No."
There's a
Keep your
killer on
keys
the
on you.
loose.
I'm sorry, but that defeats the purpose.
There's literally a killer on the loose.
Oh my God. And then one of our roommates was like, "Ah, problem solved. I'm just gonna tie my key to my shoe." And then went out partying and lost their key because their shoe untied.
The good thing about that though is that like every apartment had those little weird black keys. So there's absolutely no way to tell what a unit or apartment that was for, but
Again, that was in the thick of it.
So if you were gonna put it on your shoe, sure, but unlace it like twice and then put it on there and then
see,
lace it
that's
back
what we
up so you don't
told her.
untie it. Special.
Yeah.
I'm sure the thought process was, "Oh, I'll be too drunk." Well, you were drunk
Something
enough.
else that keeps me up at night is when they told me I was a really bad friend to Lily, but then they asked her to drive her somewhere that night, but didn't invite her to go.
And I'm not a mean person. No, you know what keeps me up at night? The fact that I spent my 21st birthday alone taking care of them because they swear to God that they got roofied, even though all they did was drink a White Claw and then hit a bong for the first time. Like,
Yeah, they were just crossed as fuck.
and they
But
were
I'm the bad
freaking
guy for
out.
saying that out loud. It's
What?
okay. I said, but I'm the bad guy because I said it out loud to them.
Yeah, how dare you actually tell them the truth?
And then the next day they were like, "Oh my God, wait, it was your 21st birthday? You didn't tell us." And I'm like,
Mind you,
"Oh."
this was after we've lived with them for August, September, October, November, January, February, 6 months. It's because they
You
were mean.
know, I
Okay,
still think
not
about
shut it.
when Cheyenne's Austin took us all out for dinner and they stole the little water goblet.
This is gonna become a rant sesh.
And I was like, you guys, what the fuck just happened?
No, they were so mean. I genuinely do not like these people
They
whatsoever.
were all mean girls.
I like when you say Cheyenne's Austin as if he's mine.
Well, I have my Austin.
I have
And
my Austin, Austin Mahone. Love no, I take that back. Austin Moon.
I was just gonna say
yes.
much better. I know what you mean, but I think it's just funny when we refer to him. I refer to him as my Austin as well, even though he's not mine.
I
But
was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I coined that from you. Also, can we put our Austins in a room together and see how alike they look? Because
I want to. I feel
I
like
No,
do
we
low
too.
key though, they kind of do look alike.
That's what I
Oh,
said.
side
And
note,
Derek was like, no.
he did say yes to double date, so we just gotta figure out a time.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I was like, I asked him, I was like, and I was like, would you want to go on a double date? And he's like, did you think I was gonna say no? And I was like, no, it was just my way of like proposing it to
We
you
have to
because I didn't know how else to bring it up.
Yeah.
Suppose
No.
I would
I
judge.
should be first. Let me
Yeah,
be
you
first.
should judge me for that. We've been dating a month.
Officially?
Our first date was April 18th.
Wow. I hope we read this. Oh my gosh, we should play this at your wedding.
Cut 2, 3 years later, we have, or who knows, time later, and we have a
Whoa.
terrible breakup, and it's like traumatizing. Like we come back and watch this episode, and I'm like,
You
And, like,
know something
let's
that
go
keeps
down
me
memory
up at
lane.
night is when I broke up with Derek for like a week. And I was sitting there trying to think of what I wanted to pack. And I was like, do I pack a little spicy outfit? Do I not pack a spicy outfit? And Lily was helping me pick it out. I pack, we break up, I come home, and she goes, guess you didn't need it.
Okay, you say that as if it was like
And we need to
first
follow
thing
up
I
with this.
said.
Because there's something else that she said. We were talking about, I was talking to Lily about whether or not Derek and I were getting back together because we were like, this is a really bad idea, like we really miss each other. And Lily goes, I really hope you guys do get back together, but if I'm being honest, I was really looking forward to single Cheyenne.
I,
She would have been a baddie. She would have.
she would have been a man eater. Like,
She would have taken
Yeah,
the
I
world
mean,
by
that's
storm.
fair. I just think it's so funny. And for the record, everyone listening, we did get back together, so it's all we
Well,
laugh
I
about
feel
it
like-
now.
yes, that has been established through the conversation that you guys are back together, but
We
You,
like to laugh at it now.
you missed the fact that I was sitting with you and you packed 5 pairs of underwear for like 2 days. And
Because it was
that is why I also made that comment of like, you didn't need those.
because I came
also-
home that exact night.
I also prefaced with her beforehand. I was like, can I make a terrible joke?
And I
That's
said
quite
yes.
insensitive.
fair.
Good times.
I'm
So fun.
sensitivities.
Should we wrap it up?
I think so.
That does sound like something we should tell our viewers. If you're deciding to be sexually active, you should wrap it up.
Nice, Lil.
Okay.
She's not
You're
wrong.
fine.
However,
Wrap it before you tap it.
yep.
Safe sex, always.
Mm-hmm.
As I
Okay.
was saying it, I was like, no, stop.
I can just see her
speaking.
face getting redder and
It's-
redder.
It's one of those things that I feel like I can kind of steal the quote from Game Grumps of Dan talking about how he has a thought in his brain and he won't let him say anything else until that thought comes out. I think it's one of those things where it's like I will do that sometimes where I'm like, there's one thought in my brain and no other thoughts are gonna come until I say this thought out loud, and then the other thoughts will come. And you end up saying something really stupid.
Gay son or thought daughter?
Thought gay.
Gay thought?
Look how
Oh.
excited you are. Look
Oh,
at them.
I've got Fran.
Sure, you love everybody.
Iron are all on the floor.
Oh, double puppy trouble. Double puppy trouble. They
There's
go,
the
"Oh, what a great first podcast, Mom."
oh.
So cute. Okay, what should our outro be?
So if you felt that was vote in the comments below, problematic
that
or
problematic?
non-problematic. Are we the problem or are they? That is
That's-
a concept.
Yes. Are we the problem or are they?
They.
It's always
It's
them.
they. That is the answer.
Because we are non-problematic.
I
It's the
am.
problems.
I am. What is the what I?
Whenever you're ready.
You ever have a dream
Okay.
that you were you
What's the phrase where it's like I'm making money off of that, so no one take it from me.
coin it?
Yeah. I coined the game.
The game?
What are you talking about?
What?
Let's just wrap it up. So this
This
was
has been
our
unproblematic problems.
epi, our first epi on non-problematic problems.
Love it. It'll get smoother as we go, I hope.
Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed being on FaceTime with us.
We're not on Skype, we're on Zoom.
We should do Skype instead.
Do 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 do.
Y'all.
Do, 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 do. I love that.
Okay, thanks for listening / watching.
Hope you have a great rest of your day. Evening.
Bye, I think.
Bye.
Why did I wave like
Be problematic.
Bye.
stay problematic?
Okay, end the recording.
You can edit it.
Bye.
Oh no, but seriously, why did I wave?